Howdy partners, welcome to this edition of Grip and Chat. Today I thought I'd go into my top 10 skaters. So this isn't the skaters that I think are the best skaters in the world, it's just like who makes me want to go skate when I watch them the most. This was a really hard list to put together actually. I could easily do top 20, but I think there's only going to be time for like top 10, so let's get into it. First up, Frankie Hill. Just like does stuff huge, and I really like the way that a lot of the time he puts his hands down on the ground. It reminds you how you should just be skating for fun and not really worrying about sometimes how clean things are. Like he does pretty big stuff. Well, he did back in the 80s and 90s I guess, but I just like the way he makes everything look. It looks so fun. Yeah. Second, Jay Adams. There's not much footage of Jay Adams. Mainly the thing I've watched of him that makes me want to go skate is Dogtown and Z-Boys and the film Lords of Dogtown, which is an awesome film made by Stacey Peralta of Powell Peralta Boards. If you can find a version of that, they have it on YouTube, but you have to pay for it. So yeah, it's really worth a watch. I've watched it so many times. Then I'm going to say Ray Barbie. His part in Ban This, I think, is just awesome. It's just mainly like no comply tricks, just rolling down the street. They look so smooth and he just puts loads of them together, but it's really good. I think he still skates now. He plays blues and I think he does art as well. So it's like there's a few things that, yeah, it's like that lifestyle that makes me think about, it's a whole lifestyle that is one thing that it makes you want to do all those things really and just sort of have fun all the time, because you can get a little bit obsessed with just skateboarding and trying to progress with that, but it's good to remember that it's supposed to be for fun, and yeah, it's all about showing your personality really. And then who do we have next? I'm going to say William Spencer. This is a guy that did the stunts for Spider-Man, and he does awesome, like, I guess made up tricks. He calls them circus tricks, I think. But there's some awesome videos of him out there with Bon Jovi soundtracks and just like leaping off lorries and doing back somersaults onto his board. He's really inventive with what he does. That's what I like about him. Up next, Rodney Mullen. He's got to be in there really, hasn't he? He's just invented so many tricks, and in a way I don't actually like watching him before I go skating, because it's a little bit depressing, but just the beauty of the things he does is so good that it does still make you want to go skate. It makes you feel like, if you put in the time, stuff will come. Then we have Bam Margera. What will he do next? Whatever the F I want. That's kind of the reason I like him. I love him actually. When I was like 18 and Jackass came out, I was a big fan of it, and there was like an episode where him and Wee Man were skateboarding, and I was surprised to see that he was actually a good skateboarder. This was before the days I knew he was a pro skater and he'd made his own videos. Talking of that, there's 2 movies that he's made, Haggard and Ming Hags, which are both on YouTube, and they're awesome. I love the way that at that point he could have been hiring Hollywood celebrities to be in his movies, but he was still just paying his friends to do it. So it's like, it proves how you can, progress your way to something and then help out the people around you that have stuck with you. Yeah, I love the way he skates as well. It's just, he really has an eye for angles and the artistic side of things. Yeah, he seems like a really nice dude as well. I've always liked him. Up next, we've got Richie Jackson. Yeah, he's a real weird one as well. Like, the tricks he does, I don't think I've seen anyone else do. And that's kind of the thing that makes me want to skate most, when I think to myself, because it's easy to sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to try tray flips again. And if you're not that into it, it's easy to get put off. But you've got to remember with skating that you can invent anything you want. If you can imagine it, it can be done. Richie Jackson's a really good example of that. Okay, So we're getting to like number 2. These aren't really in any order, but I think the top 2 are probably who I've watched the most. Mark Gonzalez. Yeah, another one that's just like in his own world. Like, I think Mike V said once about him that there's some people that see skating as art and some that see it as sport, and Mark Gonzalez is just really art. And he is an artist as well. There's a video of him at an art gallery, and he's in like a white fencing suit, and he's built ramps all over the walls, and he's just skating in between these priceless works of art. And there was I think the guy that was filming him, his friend, was saying like he didn't get it at the time, and then when he looked back on it, he realised that was the point of what Gonz was doing, was like sort of, you know, like, I don't know, like, what am I trying to say? He was just sort of making fun of how much art costs and how it probably shouldn't cost anything. It's just a way of expressing yourself, and the fact that it is expensive is kind of weird. Like, his art is priceless as well, but you can't put a price on it because it's him skating every day and the footage that comes from it. I think you know who number 1's going to be? Mike Vallely. I love his boards, I love his shoes, I love his ethics, his outlook, the way he spreads the stoke. Just never stopped, like, been going since the late 80s and always done things his own way. His tricks are totally unique. Yeah, I love everything about him. He's awesome. I'm going to link up videos down below to all of these people. Probably try and pick my favourite ones, so if you've never heard of these people, you can go and check out what they do. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you soon.